Die Zauberflöte by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. The synopsis is presented by Opera Inside, the online opera guide. The roles: Tamino, Japanese prince; Sarastro, high priest; Königin der Nacht, queen and Pamina's mother; Pamina, the queen's daughter; Papageno, bird catcher; Monostatos, overseer in Sarastro's temple. The Prince Tamino has been chased by a serpent for some time and got lost in a rocky valley. He collapses out of exhaustion. 3 ladies kill the serpent and save Tamino from death. They were sent by the queen to protect Tamino. They leave to inform the queen of his presence. Tamino wakes up and sees the dead snake beside him. Then the bird catcher Papageno appears. He is on his way to deliver the ordered birds to the queen of the night. The ladies come back and they show Tamino a picture of Pamina, the queen's daughter, whereupon Tamino falls in love with her immediately. The 3 ladies tell Tamino that the evil priest Sarastro is holding Pamina prisoner. Tamino is angry, and the 3 ladies instruct Tamino to save the princess. Tamino says yes with enthusiasm, and the queen of the night appears. She promises the prince her daughter's hand if he liberates her. The ladies appoint Papageno as Tamino's servant to help him free Pamina. They hand Tamino a magic flute and Papageno chimes. Both instruments serve to change the minds of humans and animals on the spot. Pamina is tied up in Sarastro's palace. The Mormonastro approaches her lustfully. At that moment Papageno appears. The Moor is scared by the bird catcher and runs away. Papageno tells Pamina about Prince Tamino, who loves her and is on the way to her liberation. Meanwhile Tamino has arrived in the temple district. 3 boys, who helped him with advice during his adventure, admonish him to steadfastness, patience and reticence. An old priest confirms that Pamina was abducted by Sarastro, but he also explains that Tamino was misled by the queen. Tamino finds Papageno and Pamina. They want to escape. Suddenly drums and trumpets announce the arrival of Sarastro. Pamina throws herself at his feet and confesses her escape attempt, and that she wanted to save herself from the advances of Monostatos. Sarastro forgives Pamina. Sarastro separates Pamina from Papageno and Tamino, since they first have to submit to trials, to be accepted in the circle of initiates. Sarastro announces that Tamino will marry Pamina after passing the trials. An old man warns that the hard trials could cost Tamino his life. The first exam is due. Papageno is afraid. To encourage him, the priests promise him a Papageno if he passes the exam. They enter the temple. Then the 3 ladies appear and warn that death awaits them at Sarastro. Tamino doesn't let himself be put off. The first test is passed. Meanwhile Pamina is in the garden and the queen appears. She learns what happened with Tamino and she is outraged. She tells Pamina that her deceased husband has handed over the sun circle to Sarastro and gave him power. She orders her daughter to kill Sarastro and to steal the solar circle. Pamina refuses her mother's plan and speaks to Sarastro about it. Sarastro promises her not to take revenge on her mother. Tamino and Papageno are led to the next trial. An ugly old woman shows them the way outside. When Papageno speaks to her, she is scared away by the priests. They must keep silence. The 3 boys appear again and bring them their instruments back.
Facts and great
Tamino is happy to play the flute and Pamina appears, attracted by the